All right. Ready.
Never miss any of your favorite programs on Radio Central WCRN. For on-demand replays of this and other shows, visit WCRNradio.com.
You can tell them to put a cork in it, but they'll tell you. It's the Liquor Talking with Ryan Maloney and Spirits Medium Randall Bird. Live in the Jim Beam Cold Storage Studio at Julio's Liquors, Route 9 in Westboro.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. We are broadcasting live from the Metro West, the Metro station right here at Julio's Liquors. And joining me on the dais today, which is amazing, is the one, the only, thank God, Randall J. Bird.
That's right.
Spirits medium to the gods.
Excited to be here. Communication mishap last week, but
I hear there was a little bit of like panic in some people. When I said you were MIA, which is not unusual, but
right.
But other people took that to like
people
hunt
watching
you down.
the show around the country, which is I'm even more skeptical about. Called to find out what the situation was.
And they found you.
Yes.
That's great. But you're here today, which is great.
That's right.
We also have somebody else here today, and let's bring him on.
Bring him in because it's usually an entourage and a whole rigmarole to bring him in.
Then we have to clean up the rose petals afterwards.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Rosé petals.
Rosé petals. It's the wine of the week. All right, it's the wine of the week with El Rey.
The grape one.
Grape one.
Stop that nonsense.
Now, you've poured some stuff into our wine glass.
Yes, I did.
And I've been working on trying to develop my skills at being able to identify wine, which basically comes down to I read the bottle and then I just repeat what I've read. I have nothing other. I can say that this is a red wine. I don't need to see the bottle for that, but other than that, that's about the extent of it. So what do you have for us today?
You know, we're unofficially into fall, and I think it's time we start getting the heavy hitters out, some Cabernets and Syrahs and Merlots.
Damn right, Skippy.
So, you know, when we talk about Cabernet Sauvignon from California, the first thing that comes to mind is Napa Valley, and rightfully so. But, you know, there's an area in Sonoma, an appellation called the Alexander Valley, which because of that soil, that gravelly loam and the nice warm days, cool nights, is very conducive for Cabernet Sauvignon. Okay. So I thought I'd show one today that is a personal favorite of mine. It is Catherine Goldschmidt. And you probably say, what is Catherine Goldschmidt? Well, Nick Goldschmidt, the father, is the winemaker, and Catherine is his daughter. So it's kind of a collaborative effort to make this Cabernet. Kind of unique, and I'll tell you why. Most Cabernets from Napa, Sonoma, Paso, they're not 100% Cab. There could be 88%, 90%, whatever. And they usually blend Merlot, Petit Verdot, Cab Franc, etc., that type of thing. This is 100% Cab. And when you put this glass up to your nose.
Raisin.
Yes.
Like,
and you get,
unbelievably.
You know you're drinking Cab because you get the black fruit. You get black raspberry, black cherry, boysenberry, plum, and it just intoxicating on the aroma.
It's an unbelievable. This has got an unbelievable nose.
Yeah.
I get sultanas.
You get sultanas? Sultanas are really different. Do you really? Because I would argue with you don't. Because sultanas are the gold.
That's almost like a golden raisin.
It's a golden raisin. But this would be like a dark California raisin. That's what I'm getting.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So
that was a good attempt, though. I like it. Sultana.
Trying to contribute. Yeah.
So in the mouth, nice texture, smooth, silky tannins. You do get some red fruit here. You get some ripe cherry. You get some blackberry in there.
I get a little green too.
It's a little herbaceous too.
Herbaceous,
yes, absolutely. And a little hint of chocolate, which is, typical of California Cabernets. A little bit of chocolate on the finish as well. This has aging potential, believe it or not, up to 20 years. So
get out of town.
I'm not kidding you. It's up to 20 years. Not that I would sit on it for 20 years, but
wait. So explain this to me. You can sit on it for 20 years.
Yes.
Under the
And then
right
after that,
conditions.
they're going to recommend that this probably will not be progressing.
I would say for me, it's a 2022 vintage. Within 5 years, I want to drink this, but I mean,
Right.
it could, you know, if you wanted to, but within 5 to 7 years, you know, that's good for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned Merlot, Syrah, and Cab Sauv as being bigger flavors. Are they more robust or intense, or what does that
No, I
mean?
only mention that because we're getting into not next week anyway, but we're getting into cooler weather,
Okay.
and people usually
Yeah,
gravitate.
don't go by
towards-
this week. It was like 80 degrees.
Yeah,
last week.
exactly. So people are more gravitating towards bigger wines, more reds than
Okay.
whites, that type of thing. So you
And
know,
those varietals tend to give you that more.
well, Syrah can be a big wine. I mean, you know, when I drink Syrah, it's usually certainly with a beef dish,
Okay.
perfect with lamb, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And you know, so
So as you're getting into the comfort foods and away from the salads and the lighter fare of summer,
absolutely,
you might want to go with a
Absolutely.
bigger wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
But there's nothing like, here's what's sort of happening though. I mean, like we get in the 80-degree days and stuff like that, but it is cooling down at night. So, I mean, I just cooked a couple steaks on the grill the other day.
Perfect.
Yeah. Then to have something like this would be, fantastic. No, you didn't get an invite. You were MIA. I didn't even know where you were.
And no doggy bag.
No,
It all
dog.
got eaten.
No,
All
no,
right.
no, no. Matter of fact, Jen had made some banana bread, but I ate it all. I didn't even bring you in that today, but I got a couple surprises for you today. Listen, you had to pay for not being here last week.
Yeah. Well, Kenny left me a bag of
Yes, I know he did.
dessert snacks.
Yeah, I know.
Which didn't make it home, by the way.
Never made it there, did it?
I just
Of
drove
course
and
not.
ate them.
All right,
and
Ray,
cried myself back into.
say the name of the wine again. Give me the price point on
Okay.
this thing.
So this is
We got a fry in
Catherine.
here now. It's
It's
crazy.
called Catherine Goldschmidt Cabernet Sauvignon. Is from the Alexander Valley in California. It is $24.99,
Mhm.
less 15% effective immediately. It's upstairs already at that price.
Okay.
And it's a 2022 vintage. If anybody's interested in the story about the vintage, it was a incredibly dry growing season as opposed to 2021, which was a very wet, and it was a little tough on the vintage, but the fruit that did come out was exceptional. So
So if
2022.
it can survive those conditions, it tends to be a better quality fruit.
Yeah, you get that
Yes.
concentration. Like a lot of times
That's
when
where you're getting the raisin.
You get, yeah,
Yeah.
you get that
Yes.
raisin, you get that concentration on it.
Right.
This is actually a really, I mean, if you went to a restaurant, this is like, I don't know, probably 70, 80 bucks.
Well,
at a restaurant,
I
stuff
just
like that.
found out that this is being it's on the wine list at Willie's Steakhouse.
No.
So yeah, so
This
yeah,
would be a great one for steak. So it's
So,
good on there, but under 25 bucks on its own,
I-
then you get the discount. This is a good deal.
this is what we're looking for all the time. Wines in that $20 to $30 range that I hate to use the term, but it's true. It over delivers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, I want to congratulate Ray. He did a he did Thursday this
Nice.
past week.
You hosted an event.
I did.
Okay.
did.
Favorites Thursday favorites with Ray, and you did some really nice wines. You had about what'd you have about here, like 20, 30 people?
2 minutes.
Yes, it was in the 20s. I didn't take
Yeah.
an actual.
So
count, yeah. Yeah.
you're gonna be doing those more?
We have I'll be doing some more, but we have one next Thursday that'll
Okay.
be on the newsletter, and the following Thursday there'll be another one. So our
All right, so you
our
got to
goal
start
is-
paying attention now
Yeah.
because El Ray is doing the Thursday wine tasting.
right. So going forward, our goal is a minimum of 2 a month to probably 3. So
That I would say that's a fiat or a decree.
Let you agree, yes.
yes.
2 a month.
2 a month
Or
it
more.
shall be,
Yes.
El Ray has said. No, but the really cool part about that is it's a $10 gift card to go that you just basically buy, but you can bring a friend.
Okay.
So you can come two on a card.
card, yeah.
You did some really great ones this past week, and those are going to continue. And I should mention also on the 28th, we're going to be doing what I did this summer, and it's a sort of a collection of our Julio's
1 minute.
picks and projects that we've been doing this year, and you get to try it. And we're also going to be premiering our new wine
Right.
from Midnight Cellars called Mooncraft.
Right.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks and the rollout, and it is resting as we speak, and
You can pre-buy that. You can pre-purchase. We get some great pre-purchasing price. If you don't get the Julio's newsletter, one, you should. Two, cousin Vinny will probably throw this on the Facebook feed, but there's some good deals on it before we get it. All right, and I think we're
Yeah. So you're listening to It's the Liquor Talking here on WCRN AM 830. Joining us, as always, is Ray, El Ray, the grape one, and we have not gotten to the bottom of pumpkin wines yet. But
There
maybe
is a
in the
pumpkin
future.
wine.
We're going to take a break right now, commercials, and we'll be back on the other side.
yeah, we get
with
10
more.
seconds. He just said to us.
Right. Well, so I'm trying to
You
explain.
just
If you
click-
wanted to watch us on Facebook, you
Oh,
could.
yeah, could?
Yeah, you could.
How would you do that?
You go to Facebook and you watch it.
Which Facebook page?
I don't know.
Julio's Liquor's Facebook page.
Thank you for listening. We'll be back on the other side of these
All
breaks.
right. Thank you, Ray.
My pleasure. Thank you.
No, that was good.
So are you going to make more decrees?
Is there more degrees coming?
Yeah.
Yes, there will
Two
be.
wine events on Thursday.
Julio's Liquor has some great news to share from none other than Mario Lopez from Casa Mexico Tequila.
On behalf of the Casa Mexico
Okay.
Tequila Familia, we want.
There we go. Thanks, Ted. Put that on if you're going to talk.
So there's a bunch of wines that you have
Move that
left
up
over
to
from
close to
flash sales. The pricing is crazy on it. And
Yeah. So one of them is called Terra Santa. It's a French wine. It is a 70-30 blend Chardonnay Vermentino. Normally it's a $15 bottle of wine. It is $6.48 a bottle, and there are 6 bottles left. We also have
no connection to the rocks.
No.
we also have a 2020 vintage of Paul Anheuser. It's a Riesling Spätlese.
Oh.
Normally $22 a bottle. It is $11.98. We still have some left. It's available to taste along with the Terra Santa.
Oh, you have them
And,
in the machines?
it's in the fridge upstairs.
Okay, in the fridge.
Fridge. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
So,
you know, a lot of people don't realize this, but the beginning of the fall is if you are a wine person, the beginning of the fall is a great time to poke around in wine sections, not even just Julio's, but anywhere, but especially Julio's. But it's a great time to do that because we're trying to get rid of things because all the new stuff is coming out that we're going to carry through the holidays. So we need to start cleaning, clearing the space out. So the beginning of September, especially, is a really great time before we get into OND, which is October, November, December. It's a great time to poke around wine sections and see what is being like sort of like footballed around, but usually it's because it's like Ray said, there's like 6 bottles left. There's the
Right.
end of bin, so to speak.
So the great pricing and some kind of cool things before it goes away.
exactly.
Could you just repeat what that last wine was for me one more time?
the last wine?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the last one. He
crazy
loves the name.
Okay. It's
We have
the producer is Paul Anheuser, almost
Okay.
like Anheuser-Busch. It's a Riesling and it's
Okay.
a Spätlese.
Spätlese.
Yes. Right.
That's what I was looking for.
Right. And
It's no Spätburgunder.
yeah, it's a $22 bottle of wine and it's $11.98. So
Okay.
it's 50% off.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the
there's some-
pricing wasn't what interested me. It was
Now you just
saying
wanted
a
to hear
crazy
you
name,
pronounce
like
vintages. Thank
Gewürzte,
you.
whatever that one is.
Gewürztraminer.
Yeah.
Gewürztraminer.
Yeah.
You know what? The easy way to do it is Gewürz. Just say Gewürz.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Gewürz.
pretty much everything.
Cap
I'm looking for
soft.
some good- Cap.
I'm just throwing the window out like
Are you?
what I'm talking
Like you know what you're talking about? Do you though? Do you
I say
actually know what
Mer
you're talking
instead
about?
of Merlot because it's too long. It's the Mer
Okay.
Myrrh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mer.
or
All
a
right.
lot, you know. The
Ray's-
best- anyway, Ray is being held against his will.
Against his will
as we
into-
hold him hostage with ridiculous questions and comments on the show.
30 seconds.
Yeah, stay up there for a
Okay.
little bit.
All
Hey, how did the coach? Yeah, here comes Kenny. Ray has to go upstairs anyways. Thank you, Ray.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the wine of the week.
My
Go
pleasure.
see Ray. Everybody, Ray is lonely today. Ray, how long are you here till? What time are you here? Till?
3-ish,
3 o'clock. Ray's here until 3 today. Come, everybody,
So
come
at
see Ray.
2:59,
Yeah, everybody come
show
to
up with
see
a huge list of questions. And,
for Ray.
Yeah. No, but
All right.
you're always very helpful. Thank you.
Thanks, Ray.
Pleasure. Anytime. Thank you.
All right, now
All right, here's the
we're coming back. So we're coming back.
Because they know not what they say. Live from the Jim Beam Cold Storage Studio
right.
in the heart of Julio's Liquors, Route 9 in Westboro,
Okay.
it's the Liquor Talking with your hosts, Ryan Maloney and Spirits Medium, Randall Bird.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. We're giving Ray a hard time. Ray's at the liquor store until Julia's Liquors until 3 o'clock today. So if you want to come by and see him, please. He says he doesn't get enough people asking questions.
Right. And like a magical radio trick, Ray has disappeared and been replaced by the beverage whisperer himself,
Well, let's give him
Kenny
his intro.
Sadowski.
Kenny Sadowski's here in the
am?
house, and he is here today. So you know what? We should start right away doing.
I know he's going to start, complaining, grousing, demanding
demanding
the drink of the show.
drink of the show.
Okay.
All right, let's do the drink.
So
of
we're
the
going to
show.
put this in our coffee
demand
mug.
the
Actually,
drink of
give
the
me,
show.
give me that. Give me that one at the end, Randall.
Okay. Whoa.
Whoa.
Well, here we go.
So, we put this in our coffee mug, which is our show kind of drinking vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Are
And
we even
I
sure he
think
cleans
that-
those?
No.
It doesn't matter. The
Doesn't
alcohol
matter, the alcohol.
content is so
Oh,
high.
that's so great. I'm gonna give you the
And,
I'm gonna give you the dirty one. There you go. Give that to Kenny.
I think a lot of people, we've
yeah.
had questions over
Don't
time
start.
about the correct vessel to drink whiskey in.
Yes.
And a coffee mug, anything basically will do. Because, as you like to say, the only approved glassware of the distillery is the bottle that it comes in.
That's
But-
the only one I've heard about.
In New England, it's nobody's business what's in our coffee mug, but we're happy to tell you this.
We're happy to tell you it's Russell's Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon. It's a 10-year-old. Of course, it's signed here by Jimmy and Eddie Russell. This is 90 proof as we speak. And the reason why I poured this for you today is I wanted to do a toast.
Oh,
I want to do a toast to Jimmy Russell.
Oh, 70 years?
70
Yeah,
years
saw that.
at Wild Turkey
working.
working.
Yeah.
Buddha himself, the bourbon Buddha himself, fantastic gentleman. I couldn't ask for a nicer guy. Randall and I have done some very interesting things with Jimmy over the years.
Had
Adventures.
Yeah.
And wanted to just congratulate him at 70 years at Wild Turkey, still going strong. And he still looks over everybody.
How is it that he's 65 years old and he's been?
I don't know.
at
That's
70?
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the great legacy stories, as there are so many in bourbon and at least American whiskey that we know of, where father to son and families are kind of the stewards or taking care of these great brands and making this whiskey over long periods of time. Just to think, that's not how old he is. That's just his
That's how long he's
anniversary
been,
when working.
at
And
Wild
I think
Turkey
he could start a little bit younger than what we would anticipate
back
currently.
then. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, I
still,
mean-
it's still impressive.
I mean, Eddie, his son, has been there like, I don't know. The last time I took count was 35 years, but that was probably 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, he's the youngster.
He's the
but only
youngster.
45, 50 years
Yeah.
into that.
And he's been there. And Bruce is coming up, is coming up in the
Yep.
business too.
Their niece has been doing fantastic
Yes.
work.
Yep.
with
And
the
she
last whiskey
you were
show.
just here. Yep. So it's really, even though Wild Turkey is owned by Campari, it's still very much family driven distillery.
Right.
Which
Ownership changes, but it's a uniquely and legally an American company and has to be
Yeah.
produced here. So, they let
fantastic.
the people who know what they're doing continue to do that. So yeah, that is a great tasting dram as well. So
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a perennial favorite. Everybody likes that. One of the ones that I like that they sort of came up with is Rare Breed.
Yeah.
That's another one. You see that one on the shelf. That's what we call a shelf gem. It's always there. It's not expensive, and it's really tasty. And this 10-year-old's fantastic.
So do you notice that a lot of the masters in whiskey will have their names on bottles, right? The Russells
Yes,
are named after them, but
Yeah, they
you had
came up with-
Elmer T. Lee.
Yes, but that's funny
Bookers,
is most of
Bakers.
most of those guys, and they do it because they basically started like a lot of these these brands and stuff like that. It's so funny though. We were just having a discussion the other day. Of course, the best place to have a discussion so you can get heated, of course, is like Facebook. But
Or on
who is a
stage.
master? Just yes, exactly.
Concert.
Yes, well, we saw that last night. who is a master distiller. And the funny part that I always found is most of the guys that are sort of like the old school guys like Jimmy and Elmer when he was alive, and those guys didn't really refer to themselves as master distillers. They just like, I'm the guy who works at the distillery and I have like the thing, but it really wasn't like sort of a term that everybody sort of used. He was just the guy that made the whiskey.
Yeah.
And or ran the stills or however it went. And now we're getting into a thing like, well, what actually makes a master distiller? And it's sort of weird. I mean, you just can't own a distillery and a still, and you start making whiskey and you're
Well,
2
you
years
have
into
master
it.
distillers and blenders that are 22 years old, right? Like, so how does that happen? It's there's no real standard for
There's no
it,
standards,
and
much
so
like
it's
other
weird.
things in whiskey.
But I got my favorite story about this kind of topic was I was dealing with Maurice Hennessy, and Maurice Hennessy is, of course, from the House of Hennessy Cognac. He refers himself as a farmer,
Right?
because if he can't grow quality grapes, the end product, even though it's international and world renowned, so he's not worried about, like, CEO or the House of Hennessy, current person or whatever. Like, you could come up with all these titles, and he very humbly, because he understands that the whole foundation based on how well you can grow grapes. If you can't be the farmer or the agricultural person that understands that process, down the road, you can't get anything out of it. And all these guys that I work with in distilleries in Scotland, but also here in the United States, they're worried about production. They punch a time clock, they go into work, they work, long hours, and there's none of this like kind of froofy, I have a title, I have nothing, because they have to pitch in if something breaks and lift sacks of grain and move stuff around. Like, it's not like I'm sitting behind the scenes and just like taking all the credit for stuff. They're in the trenches doing the work, and they're mostly successful because the people around them respect them for all the work that they put in.
Absolutely.
And when we've met a lot of these folks, they're down to earth. They want to share their passion or love for it. And they're kind of almost puzzled by how there's so much hoopla
When
around
the bourbon
that are
boom sort of hit,
yeah.
When the bourbon boom sort of hit, we were there. When it was there, we were in the room where it happened, type thing. And most of these guys were just blown away. They were like, God forbid you were an introvert, because all of a sudden everybody now was interested in like the master distillers,
right.
and Jimmy and Elmer and
or Jim Rutledge, that was
Jim Rutledge
bourbon out of the back of his car to try and get people to buy it. You would think that would be unheard of now, like, because he's such a big name, but
right. But that's what was going on at the time, because Jim Rutledge was trying to tell everybody, tell the Japanese who owned Four Roses that they should be, the guys that are making the stuff can't even buy their product here in the United States. So there was a whole bunch of things, and they were just blown away that everybody wanted to talk to them.
Right.
I said, I just make bourbon. That's all that's what I do and stuff like that. And it just, it really came around in a different way. So we're very happy. And the other people that are coming up through the years, I think you notice the people that actually understand that sort of process that goes along with them. And I've seen a couple guys now that have sort of rebuked the title of master distiller. And he's like, when I feel like I'm a master distiller, that I've learned enough, that I do enough, then you can bestow that title on me. But right now I'm just making
I think
the
people
best
can
bourbon,
give it,
the best whiskey.
but you can't name yourself.
You can't name yourself it. Yeah, that's probably more of a.
But what if they're also great at chess and they're a master at chess? Can they then be a master distiller?
Yeah,
of course. There's no ways that you can be. I'm a master of my domain. There's no way. There's plenty of things you can be masters. But you got to earn the title. You got to sort of earn the title, and people have to sort of,
I don't know if
recognize the title.
A Midwest
it's like one of those things. You can't give yourself your own nickname.
But I was always, when people would formally talk to, how you would say Miss instead of Mrs. or Ms. Right. It was always master. Like, yeah, it was weird.
Yeah,
like not Mr., but like, and I don't know what that's a holdover from. It probably has some terrible past. But,
probably,
yeah.
Probably. But that's what it is. It's supposed to be. You're supposed to be a master craftsman, a master distiller, a master blender.
I'm all.
This is like all those things and much more. All right. Hey, speaking of
Master BSer.
Master BSer, no. Johnny on the spot himself, Frisky Whiskey, has been putting some cocktails together for us while we've been blathering on.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody knows next week starts Negroni week.
I did not know, but
You
I know
did not
you're a
know?
big fan of the Negroni.
I love Negronis. So
Would you say that's one of your favorite?
Negroni's up there.
Top five?
Yeah, it's in the top 5. I like Negronis. They're very good. I like paper planes too. That's another one I like too. But I like Negronis, and I happen to go.
You have a favorite, Kenny?
I'm ambidextrous.
All right.
He
I
likes
drink
Stoli
anything.
Dolies. No, don't listen to him. I know exactly what he likes.
I like a blood and sand just because it's a
Blood and
pain,
sand,
pain
yeah,
in the ass to
to
make,
make,
and
yeah.
not a lot of people know how
No.
to do it.
You just like it, so you go to the
Right, I
bar and
can
go.
ask,
Let
yeah.
me tell you how to make that.
Yeah.
No, he orders it, then he can go use the restroom,
right.
and he comes
Yeah.
back and the drink is ready.
Right.
I was down in Florida, and my our good friend Jay Sente gave me a Campari product that I thought we would use today. It's 1757. It's a vermouth, red vermouth, and so John used that to make the Negroni that we used today.
Okay.
And what did you use for? You used gunpowder gin, Drumshambo's gunpowder gin. So to make this Negroni. So this is one of the few like drinks that I find that's red that they actually use gin in too. I don't know if that's why I like it, but try it. See what you think.
It's good.
That's very good. John, you're a master Negroni maker. That's good.
Well, there's
I
a
like-
whole like mixologist, bartender, liquid engineer, there's all
Master
sorts of
mixologist.
there are titles being thrown around
1 minute.
in
1
the
minute.
bartending or cocktail making domain as well.
He also made a switching out the gin for bourbon. He
Looks
made
like
a man about town or Boulevardier. And he used lassoing the wind, which Johnny just reviewed, which is the Yellowstone single barrel 119 proof, which he just
That's
reviewed this
also very
past
good.
week.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit more in my wheelhouse. I'm not trying to detract from the Negroni crowd. But yeah, both delicious.
But it's funny, it's just a twist.
Significantly different,
Yeah,
but at the same has
yeah,
roots that
It has roots that are similar, but it's significantly different. You're absolutely correct. We actually put the recipes in the comments on Facebook page. So if you go to Julio's Liquors and watch this live broadcast, there is a drink recipes for both of these drinks.
All right,
Train
and this is
wreck.
WCRN. We'll be back after these messages. Please stay tuned if you want to watch us on Facebook Live.
I thought it was really quick.
Is there caffeine in his beverage?
Maybe. Okay, we're out. So did you see this? So he made it with the Drumshambo, which is a Irish. It's funny we get an Irish and an Italian in the Negronis, which is kind of cool.
Isn't a Ramshambo? What's rock paper scissors? Ramshambo?
I don't know what that is. I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
Rock paper scissors is the only thing I ever heard.
There's like a
Technical word?
name for that game. All right.
All right, we'll ask the
Maybe
the hive mind,
or maybe I'm
maybe
been
you're
drinking
drinking a
this
lot.
in the Negroni. Yeah.
We'll ask Johnny on the spot.
Yes. Ramshambo.
I'm sure I don't know. Yeah,
Rochambeau is a golfer,
Rochambeau. Maybe that's it.
but that's a him.
I don't know. Maybe I had a dream, a fever dream, and that's what appeared. But this is like an interesting crock serving vessel, which I'm fascinated with.
Yeah. So this they have a it's a ceramic that's available now. It's they're almost gone. So we were using, but it's botanicals, and of course they use gunpowder tea, so it has a lot of an Asian twist to it, and they use a lot of Chinese lettering and stuff like that because it's
And then the
gunpowder
lucky
tea.
cat.
And then you get the distillery cat, and it's like the Lucky Cat, and it's sort of based like that, and it's really cool. It's a 700 milliliter bottle of the gin that's shaped like a I guess like a
Lucky cat
a
holding
Lucky
a
Cat.
still, but is almost like a teapot.
Now the reason why there's a distillery cat, and people are like, oh, why did they pick a cat? It's really cute. Why did they do that? I'm like, well, they did that because, of course, the distillery cats are really important at distilleries because they keep the mice population down.
Right. You have a ton of grain. sometimes loose and around, it naturally attracts mice. So a cat is the natural deterrent for it. But you take the top of the still off,
Yeah, you take the top
and
of the
then you
still up
pour
and
out of the little spout.
yeah, and it's really
So
good.
it's unusual that you see crockery, which is not glass that's painted to look like it's white, but instead sometimes
real stuff, the real
cast
ceramic.
in that shape.
Yep.
So Rochambeau, and that is rock, paper, scissors, right?
Rochambeau is rock, paper, scissors. Wow, you learn something new every day.
Yeah. If you need to have information that you will never again use in your life,
Randall is your
I
source.
might know.
Randall's your
some
source.
stupid part of that.
All right, we got 10 seconds before we come back. We're going to come
Does
back.
that mean phone a friend? Like Randall would be the perfect phone a friend.
He would be.
Yeah.
All right. If
Yeah,
you,
but he's not going to give you the complete answer. He's like, I think it's.
Yeah, when
Well,
you mix a spirit
Here
special
we go. We're coming back.
extraordinaire with Lord Supreme Commander of the Gardens,
Ooh.
you get It's the Liquor
Question
Talking
of the chef.
with Ryan Maloney and Spirit
7.
Medium Randall Bird, live from the Jim Beam Cold Storage Studio in Julio's Liquors.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. We are broadcasting from Julio's Liquors on Route 9 in Westboro. If you want to see everything, go to juliosliquors.com. You can see all the stuff's going on. If you want to see this show, you can actually go to our Facebook page, Julio's Liquors Facebook page. We are live broadcasting this, so you can check that out. If you want to look at it later, you can go wherever you get your podcasts. Look for It's the Liquor Talking, such as on Spotify and something like that. Our cousin Vinny will get that up on there, and it's a lot of fun.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's fun, especially when we get exciting questions of the show.
You want a question of the show? The
Fever-
question.
Is it the fever tree or
No, it's the
larceny?
larceny
Is it-
question.
yeah,
Larceny
right, it's-
question of the
okay.
show today, gentlemen. Last week's was actually quite good. You weren't here for last week.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
He
Yeah.
got it right.
You got it right.
Yeah, oh, I
He wasn't
did.
here.
In absentia, he got it right.
The
Autumnal.
larceny question of the show today is the bitter aromatic liqueur Campari, the original ingredient in the Negroni, was originally developed in what country? A, Italy, B, Switzerland, C, Spain, or D, Greece? Where was Negroni originally developed? What country?
The Negroni.
The
Campari?
Campari.
Campari or the
Campari.
Negroni? Okay. All
The
right.
Campari. What was it originally developed in what country?
It's going to be a trick question.
Italy,
Or it's A.
Italy,
It's either A or
Switzerland,
there's a trick answer.
Spain,
Yeah.
or Greece?
Campari is an Italian-based company.
It is
So I'm going to
Italian-based.
say Italy,
Negroni's an Italian
but this
name.
is what I think Kenny is alluding to. It could be that they got it.
No, it's Captain Obvious wrote this question and it's A.
Did you just give him the? You just give him
It
the.
doesn't say. It doesn't say.
What a cheater! What a cheater!
I had already answered.
Okay, what are you gonna? So you said Italy, Randall.
I'm going to say.
I think it's a trap, but I'm
It's
still
in Italy.
going with
You're
A.
saying Italy too. All right, I got on the thing. I got some people have said Italy.
It's
Other
something
people
on the
say
Mediterranean.
Greece. Yeah, well, something in the Mediterranean. And Switzerland's got a lot of like botanicals.
They're very
Yeah, but they
neutral.
don't like. Yeah, they don't like the.
What's the
bitter.
studio audience? What do you say? Italy. She's like, you guys are stupid. It's Italy, of course. The answer is Italy.
Yeah.
Of course. I just thought it was one of those things, when something is so obvious, you're looking for
Right.
the trick,
Exactly.
right? You guys are just so smart. You actually knew it. That's what
No,
it
we
was.
just-
It really wasn't that easy, but
Well, I
It
said
is
it's
Italy.
either A or it's a trap.
You know, the word of a liqueur that always throws me off is mextaka, or it's
Metaxa?
Metaxa.
That's
Metaxa.
Greek.
That's
and
Greek.
that is Greek, but I always
Greek brandy
look at it like almost like it's Mexican because
because MEX.
yeah, I don't know. I
But
just
it's
thought that's
METEX.
Yeah.
but
you
my
got-
dyslexia flips it around
Yep,
or does
and-
whatever.
Right.
But you look at it, it's yellow, right? And so these are associated. I don't associate that with like.
You're
kinda
thinking about
Greek.
Red Sina? The
Oh.
resonated wine? That's yellow.
What color is the Metaxa? It's like I thought it
Like
was a bright yellow.
It's not a bright yellow.
It's like, but it's
It's a
gold.
brandy.
It's gold.
It's a brandy.
I would call it
Okay.
gold.
All right.
Are you thinking of Galliano?
Galliano's
that,
yellow,
but-
and
That's-
so is one of the
I'm thinking
chartreuses.
of my parents' liquor cabinet,
Chartreuse,
which was
correct.
an old
Chartreuse is green
ice
and
chest
yellow.
that
Right,
I
I get
had
it.
to
Yes, you're right, Ken.
refinish all the metal on and apply decals to.
The bright
And
yellow.
then there was a bunch of liquors that I never got used except for the cream de menthe.
Yeah.
every St. Patrick's Day.
So the yellow liquors from Italy that you just automatically show up are be Galliano and Strega.
Okay.
Those are like bright. Those are like bright yellows.
Yeah.
And
Kenny's right.
Galliano's that tall, thin bottle.
Tall, thin
like it's
bottle.
just
And
over-
then
Oh, that's probably what I'm
Kenny's
thinking
right,
of.
thinking of also yellow
Chartreuse.
chartreuse. That's another one. And the other one I
Which is
think a lot of
green.
people don't think about, but is always out there is from Spain is Liquor 43, which is got a more vanilla side of thing. That's another yellow color.
All I know is that the liquor cabinet had a variety of bottles that were all bizarre. So this is 60s, 70s, right?
Yeah.
And they were always in there, and I never saw them really got used. And to this day, I don't even know what drinks you would make. The creme de menthe
Well,
was going
Galliano's
into
you make
Irish coffee.
a Harvey Wallbanger out of that.
Yeah, but like, you know,
Well, the bottom line is if those still existed in that cabinet, they would be worth a lot of money because that is before they started using artificial colors and flavors
That's true.
up in the there are I know I have friends that collect the vintage
Vintage
versions
stuff,
of
yeah.
those.
but those are like kind of oddball cocktails, but were hip at the time, right?
Yeah,
Like
they
they're
still
just
come back though.
yeah,
They
no,
start
they-
coming back though. I mean,
yeah.
like
Chartreuse is
chartreuse
still
is
used.
like you can't get enough chartreuse.
Yeah.
The green though, there's more people looking for the green. But there are a couple other liqueurs that are coming. They got from the Pyrenees. You get another one that's very similar that you can get now too. So there's a couple different things in there
All
that,
right.
that work out good. Did I
Much
too far?
deeper
Did I
dive
go too-
into
did I go too
the
far?
1960s liquor cabinet than I ever thought.
I
it would
actually
take,
since you
but
guys
I think
since
I
you-
would like to try and learn more about that.
Oh, well, that's good.
Because
We
I
can
like
do that.
weird stuff like that.
Which makes sense because you're weird.
Yeah.
You guys want to since you're into answering questions and you're deep diving, I think we should do the Gen files.
Oh,
So
been a while.
it's been a while, but Jen just gave me one and she said, this is probably a good one you should do because it's football season start. Jen gets very excited when football season starts.
All right.
So what's your tailgating IQ? We can't answer them all because some of them are visual, but we'll do the ones we can on the air and you guys can answer them. See if you can answer them.
I'm sorry, I was concussed. I can't be held responsible for any
That's
of
right.
this.
Repetitive.
All right. And anybody that's along as on Facebook Live can play along. All right.
Okay.
All right. Which of the following spices is mostly commonly used in hot dogs? Onion powder, cayenne pepper, mustard powder, or paprika? Which of the following spices is most commonly used in hot dogs? Now,
In making a hot dog.
in making a hot dog.
A.
Onion powder,
Yeah, I would say onion.
B cayenne pepper, or C mustard powder, or D paprika?
A.
I
A.
think the trick question is the mustard powder because you associate mustards with hot dog, but I think it is
A.
Yeah.
Onion powder.
onion powder.
No, it's D paprika.
Paprika.
Yeah, believe it or not, that's one. You might
All right.
get this one because you might get this one because you're a gourmand.
Yeah.
He'll eat whatever's in front of him. Which of the following is a
translate that. A
classic?
fatty.
What is the following? Which of the following is an ingredient in classic Texas chili? Now we all know that it's very regional. Is it ground beef? Is it beef chunks? Is it beans or is it tomatoes?
I think they
All
use-
of the above.
Yeah. But I think that they use the beans is one of the main.
I'm going with ground beef.
You're going to go with ground beef? Let me see if I have this
But
because
I
there's
am
got to be an
clueless.
explanation
But
on
they-
this one. I want to
but-
know what the explanation is. The authentic Texas bowl of red contains chunks of beef, not ground beef, and no beans or tomatoes.
No beans or tomatoes.
All right.
My chili recipe uses red ants. That's not a joke. My award-winning chili recipe uses red ants in the recipe.
Mine uses
Okay.
Swedish
And
fish.
remember, red ants.
Red fish.
Yes, ants that crawl on the ground. Yeah,
You put red ants in
not
them?
communist relatives that are.
All right.
very
Remind note to self: no chili from Randall.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you. How do you make a beer can chicken? A, marinate chicken in beer. B, pour a can of beer over the chicken while it's on the grill. C, stuff an open beer can inside the cavity of a chicken, then grill. Or D, baste the chicken with beer.
Johnny on the spot just said C, so I'm going
Yeah,
with that 'cause
it's-
I'm clueless.
It's the can in the.
Johnny makes this. That's why I know. I'm going to have to get Johnny to leave the room.
I
if
would
I
be
have to.
functionally
Beer can
illiterate. with these
inside the
questions.
cavity.
It is stuff. A open beer can inside the cavity of a chicken and then grill it.
But
You are
it's
correct.
up on the beer
Yes,
can, right?
yes,
You're not letting
standing
it
instead
down.
of standing
Yeah.
up, right? Here's actually an interesting one. I'll skip around a little bit and see what you think.
All right.
What's America's favorite game day dip, according to Instacart data? A, guacamole, B, salsa, C, cheese dip, or D, artichoke, spinach artichoke.
Oh man.
Guacamole, salsa, cheese dip, or spinach artichoke.
I don't like this answer, but I think it's spinach artichoke.
Okay.
No, I think it's either B or C, and I'm going C.
C, cheese dip. Is that what you're saying? Cheese dip? Studio audience? Salsa. She says salsa. All right.
That was B.
That was B.
So we got
Yeah.
the whole.
right,
Everybody
so-
want to take A?
So the answer is A, guacamole.
Jeez.
Number one in 21 states. However, C, cheese dip is number one in 16 states. So there you go.
But what about the spinach and?
No, that's not popular. It's popular at my house, but
Yeah.
that's all right. This is an easy one. I hope you guys get this one. If not, we
Okay.
got to stop playing.
I think we already
We are
have to
doing-
stop playing.
No, here we go. Which NFL team stadium was once named after a popular condiment brand?
Easy one.
A, Pittsburgh Steelers.
A. Final answer.
All right, you gonna go with A?
I don't
Randall
know what it
has
would be. Is it
no idea.
Heinz?
It's Heinz Field.
It's Heinz.
Yeah.
I didn't
It's
know
Heinz.
that, but I'm guessing that's.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to go any further.
I'm
You don't
a
have to go
fan.
any
I'm a
further.
fan of the condiment, but
All right, let's see if I can find it good. Oh, Johnny on the spot, you be quiet on this one. I mean, I think they're going to get it anyways, but anyways, how did buffalo wings get their names? A, they were invented in Buffalo. B,
A.
they were originally made with buffalo meat.
A.
C, they were created by a coach of the Buffalo Bills.
A.
D, they were invented by a man named Lawrence Buffalo,
A.
hey, made in Buffalo.
made in Buffalo. That would have been the Anchor Bar in Buffalo, I believe.
A.
Using
Anchor Bar in Buffalo is the
a version of
birthplace.
Frank's.
All right, I'm going to give you some.
Anything else was.
All right, can we get to the really important part of the show today?
What was that? You want more liquor?
The Oreo and Coke
We're
collaboration.
gonna get to that. Don't worry
All
about
right,
that.
here's my thing on tailgating. I have no idea what is actually happening in sports or participating in tailgating, but I am making a table that goes next to your grill out of an actual car tailgate,
Oh,
so I can tailgate at home if I'm cooking on the grill.
This Wednesday night, I'm gonna give you here. I'm gonna
Right, just
satisfy you.
completely ignore.
did he say 10 seconds?
10 seconds. During the break, we're gonna actually try Blue Run, Safe Word, which is our new one, and I'll go through all the stuff during the break, and I will recap it when we come back.
Saved.
A.
Okay. All right.
It's either A or 7, Ted, all the time.
Here's another one, Johnny.
All right, so we're back.
We're
On video.
we're on break. We're on break.
Video.
We're on break now. But this will continue. I have just poured for you guys Blue Run Chosen. This is actually the lock and key. This one is called Safe Word. This is a bottled in bond bourbon. I'll let you guys in a little bit on this one too. It was made by Jim. We were speaking about Jim Rutledge earlier in
Yeah.
the show. It was made by Jim Rutledge. Was distilled by Jim Rutledge, the ex-master distiller for
Four Roses.
Four Roses.
And cream of Kentucky.
And yep. And it was done at Castle and Key.
Okay.
So this is something that we're gonna actually try on Wednesday. We have Trey Wade's coming in, and we're doing the whole gambit of Blue Run. This just came in. This is our single barrel of this coming in, and why don't you guys to try it?
I did try
It's
it.
very good.
Yeah, it's nice.
What's the ABV, please?
It's 100 proof because it's bottled in bond.
Oh, right. Sorry.
No,
I missed that
that's a
part.
good no. I should have clarified that.
What's the price point?
The price
That's
point is
too high.
$125. These are very, very small production runs.
What is the bond age?
Well, you have to be at least 4 years old to be considered bottled in bond.
So bondage, and it's
well, that's why it's called
got
Safe
safe
Word.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's why it's called Safe Word. Yes, Randall, you can shake your head, but you had a lot to do with the name.
I know that, as you put it, the lovely Jennifer is set out to make us look like idiots, but that questionnaire We did less than 20% accurate.
You want to? We got a little.
Well,
I
I
would
was
drink.
optimistic because it was about football, but then it was really about tailgating, and I
Well, it's the thing was the tailgate.
Right.
That was the title of the thing. What's your tailgating IQ is basically the name of the
Not
Zero.
good, not
Zero.
good.
Zero.
Zero.
Wait a minute, where is it? I gotta go.
0.0.
Hold on. Yeah, I got the Dean Wormer. Here we go.
Mr. Blutarski. 0.0.
Okay, I have a question.
No,
related to
actually,
that
That
quote.
was close. Sadowski, Blutarski.
Yeah, it is close. Hey, listen. What do you think of this whiskey? First of all,
Are we talking
You
about
like
the
it?
Blue Run? It's excellent.
Blue
Run.
It's
You like it?
amazing. I think that people are going to flip out over this.
I think it's
Safe
really,
word.
really, really
The
good.
price-
Safe word is excellent.
Price is it's worth it,
Yeah, it's
but
it is
such
higher.
a
I get it.
limited thing,
But it is
and
very,
it is
very-
a special
This is
edition.
the only.
But
This is the only bottled in bond barrel out there.
Yeah.
He didn't do Trey Wade, who does all these.
Excuse me. I
fixes.
didn't really get a good enough taste.
You'll get
Wanna revisit it?
Gary, give that to him.
All right, here's
And then back
my kind of question based on the little soundbite you played. What college were they at in Animal House? Because I just was watching
The
a show
actual
called
college?
The
Continuum.
actual college is supposed to be Dartmouth.
No,
No.
But
It was Faber
Film.
College, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Faber. Yeah.
Faber
Because
was
it
the
was
college.
just in a science fiction show I was watching. They had to go
The Faber.
to Faber College, and I was like,
But the-
I'm pretty sure that's the Animal House.
The
It is.
fraternity house was in the Pac Northwest. The actual.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
no,
yes,
I,
I know,
am
but
just,
yeah,
I'm
so
just saying that.
Dean Wormer was actually the story goes Dean Wormer was actually my president of my college when I went to Rollins College, which was Thaddeus Seymour, was
Yeah.
supposedly based on. That's who Dean Wormer was based on. I find it hard to believe because he was the nicest guy. But supposedly that was
Well,
that
but it was
the-
written
I
by that
almost
guy,
got
Doug
kicked out of
Kenny.
school by
Yeah.
my dean, which was called Dean Scales.
Yeah.
Which was not justice. It was like a dragon, like
yeah
scaly,
I get it.
awful.
Yeah, not the scales of
Well, this is an unbelievable bottle.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, it's really
And the stuff
Well done.
inside it's good too.
Yeah.
the liquid, the whole package.
So we got that coming. We'll we'll review that when we come back on. And
The
Of these
concierge of
Oh,
all
oh.
things
You want me to
alcohol,
pass this
Ryan
along?
Maloney, and the medium of spirits, Randall Bird. Join forces every week
Oh,
to bring
no.
audio
It's the old school.
nourishment to a parched audience. Live from the Jim Beam Cold Storage Studios in the heart of Julio's Liquors, Route 9 in Westboro, it's the Liquor Talking.
hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN. Kenny's having problems opening things over there, but
That's
we'll
right. If
let
you
him
wanna
go.
see
Hardly.
grown men struggling with not
Packaging.
even child-proof packaging.
Listen, during the break, we tried Blue Run. It's the Chosen. It's actually the Lock and Key pick. It's a bottled in bond bourbon at 100 proof, which is 100 proof. It's called Safe Word. It's going to be premiered this Wednesday at our Whiskey Wednesday. You guys try that comes off. You can take it
So
right
the
off.
butterfly comes
Butterfly
off.
comes
Wasn't it
off.
like a golf marker or something that they were saying?
No, I don't know what it is.
I don't
It's
know,
not a
but
cool.
it's
You
neat.
can collect them.
take it.
We're going to be tasting it out, but it came out fabulous. I mean, it's really, really one of the best bottled in bonds. It was distilled by Jim Rutledge, used to be the master distiller for Four Roses. It was done at Castle and Key, which is we don't get a lot of their stuff here in Massachusetts. And so it's got a lot of stuff going for it, including the fact that it tastes unbelievable.
It's really great.
Matter of fact, Trey
Limited expression and very unique,
Yeah.
especially in the whole Blue Run saga.
They haven't really done this bottled in bond. This was one of the only bottled in bond barrels that was put out there, so it was really good.
Yeah. Because we've opened a unique
Randall's
package of
mad
Oreo
now 'cause,
cookies.
yeah.
So you
Well,
can keep going on about the Blue Run. but-
Kenny came to me this week, and it's so funny because the Coca-Cola just dropped off to us for us to try the limited edition Oreo Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. So it's fizzy cookie flavored. You want to
Oh,
tell
yeah.
us? You know
And then
any
there's a
background?
packet of Oreo cookies.
Well, Kenny brought these in.
Yeah. The cream is carbonated. It has like Pop Rocks.
All right.
All right. Well, here, let me pass out.
I see Randall won't try it.
If you eat that, you die. No, Randall,
It's
stop.
so
Please.
good.
All right. So these,
If I had a nickel for every time somebody said that.
yes. So I'm pouring the soda, which is
Yeah.
the zero.
Tastes
I
like
just
an
love that
Oreo.
it's zero sugar.
Yeah.
And then we're having, Oreos on zero sugar. Are they?
If you don't eat them,
If you don't eat them, they are. All right. So we'll give this to everybody else for them to try too. So no alcohol in this, but we thought it was really interesting. And Kenny brought in the cookies. So it was, the timing was perfect. Limited edition Oreo zero sugar Coca-Cola. And try that. And then we got the cookies. Try that. Who needs one? Kenny got one?
No,
I
we
already
have
finished
everything.
mine.
All right.
Do you want
Johnny?
a cookie?
You want one? Anybody else
Now-
want to? Yeah. Somebody take a cookie before Randall eats them.
I took 2 because I think I have to open it up because I'm not getting the pop.
Yeah, no,
Ralphie.
definitely just take the cream at one point so
Okay.
you can feel that is
All right,
what's
so-
isolated as the carbonation.
John, you want one of these? All right.
It's
so I
very
have-
subtle, but it is in there.
all right. So
Yeah.
let me try that. I want to try this first. I like the fact that the Oreo cookie is
And
has the
crunchy.
black on one side, the Oreo label, and on the other side it's Coke and it's red.
Right.
So it's different than the regular Oreo right there.
I have a question from last week's show.
The zero sugar thing is actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, they did a really nice job masking the
What do they use for sugar in that?
non-nutritive sweeteners. Well, there's no sugar in it.
No,
so
no, but
it's
what do
gonna
they
be-
use as a substitute?
I
is what said,
think
so.
zero, it's right on the label, but if I had to guess, I would say it's aspartame and acesulfame potassium
aspartame.
called
That's what I was going
Ace K. It's usually both Ace K and
Here, I'll
aspartame.
give that to him so the scientist can read it out. All right, let me try. I'm gonna try the frosting.
So if you
Oh, I can feel the pop rocks in there.
right, if you chew the
Oh, no, it's
frosting,
sucralose.
it crunches.
It crunches.
And if it's on your tongue, you get a little tiny little pop rock
You get pop. You get a little.
But it
pop.
isn't like if you chew it with the cookie, you miss the whole thing because the crunch of the cookie masks the pop rock.
Does
Okay.
the cookie? Does the red cookie taste like the dark side?
Coke. The red I
It
think
tastes
is
like
supposed to
Coke,
taste
right?
like
Yeah.
Coke,
No, I'm gonna say it doesn't taste like. Oh, okay. I know. Wait a minute. I got it now.
Okay,
So
It
so
where
does
do you
taste
find
like
this?
it is
Both of these?
it's Ace K, aspartame, and sucralose. So there's a triumvirate of non-nutritive sweeteners in there. These are right now. I bought some in Walmart and some in Target. So they're at least in those two
And the
stores.
dark side tastes like the classic
Oreo.
Oreo. All right,
Or-
give me one more cookie.
Oh.
Does
Before Randall destroys
yeah,
the
well,
rest
I
of it.
did. No, I
I've been
took,
reserved on the whole thing.
I took everything apart.
By the way, thank you for the bag of
Tasty cakes.
yeah.
That's what I was going to say about last week's show.
I took it all apart so I could taste each of its components. Now I want to taste like how it.
So you had a deconstructed
Mhm.
Oreo Coca-Cola, and now you're having the whole thing as a blend.
It's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not mad at this.
yeah, you get all of it together. You get that little bit of a crunch in there, though. I'm getting more crunch than I am like pop rock, like pop.
So I got to
But it
ask
tastes
this
good.
question because Patty
I don't know.
was-
I
Patty
feel
was
like I'm
talking
on a
about
sugar
this.
overload because now I'm like, but I thank God the Coke Zero is zero.
Is if I were to say, well, that's not bad.
Right.
Why?
I've done a lot.
What is that triggers
That's New
people to get
Englanders.
That's a
crazy?
New Englander thing.
But it's
'Cause-
a positive thing.
It
Right,
is.
it's
But they
that
can't
kind
say
of a
it's good.
They can't.
It's-
It's backhanded, right?
It's mass hole.
Yeah.
It's absolutely just what the
It's a very New England thing
Yeah.
to say. We talk about
not
this all the
bad
time.
equals good.
That's not bad. Hey, that's not. Usually you say it like this. Hey, that's not bad,
Did you
and
think?
which means it's good. But we don't just say it's good
I
because we're
was-
so negative about it.
We're
let's say
cynics.
Even a
you're doing,
positive
let's
has
say
to be
you're doing
done.
the pumpkin beers.
Yeah,
My expectation is it's not going to be good.
right.
Right.
So I'm surprised and I say it's not bad, but that really isn't.
Right.
You're saying that's not really a compliment.
No,
just
it's-
saying
it's
that
it is a compliment.
It's a New England
surprised
compliment.
me, but that's the only time I think I would use that statement. I wouldn't just be like eating a delicious steak and go, that's not bad.
Right. Because your expectation is that it's
Right.
going to be good. So
But you're
it's-
saying that in New England, people will say it just to kind of
That's not bad.
take it down
That's
a
not
notch.
bad. No, no,
Right.
it's not bad. Like
Huh.
you can use an inflection to actually say how good it is, but it's only in New England you sort of use a negative as a positive.
no, but the other side of that is I think it's a New Englander's way of saying that's better than I expected.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
it's you save syllables if you just say not bad.
because
But if you're cooking
Because we're
food
always
for somebody or
expecting the
giving
worst.
you something to somebody, they expect that you're going to try and screw them over and give them something that tastes
No,
awful.
they don't want anything new ever.
Right.
Yeah, why would you want something new, Randall?
This is what I've been drinking for my whole
Yeah,
life.
that makes
Why
no
would
sense. Yeah, why
try
would
to
you want that?
incorporate something different?
Yes. Now I have to drink. Now I have to have that now. Unlike
I'm
you,
enjoying the Oreo cookies.
I know you are,
Glorious.
but unlike you, now Randall has to have all the Oreo cookies.
Well, I was going to say the bag is just not big enough for Randall.
No, but I'm just saying,
The
like,
Tasty Cakes didn't make it home. I picked them up here, and by the time I was home,
Shout out to Dave Dominic from
Oh, nice.
formerly the Compass Lounge, who has a family reunion every year in Philly, and he brings them back. So those are as fresh as they get because
Yeah.
they're made in Philly.
and they went
We're getting an echo.
out and fresh.
I know I
They
also
came in
feedback.
young and they died.
and they died young.
Ted, we're getting a bad echo.
All right. So let me pass these somewhere other than me, but I'll
Why?
Take a couple more.
I will.
Why? Hey, just so you know, John has corrected the wings thing that it was originally started at the Anchor Lounge. It wasn't. A very little known fact: the wings did not originate at the Anchor Bar per folklore. It was invented at John Young's, who tossed the wings in his mambo sauce. Anchor Bar outlasted and is now known as the original originator. The legend is that John's wife would get the throwaway pieces wings from Stanton Meats. So,
But it is still Buffalo. The answer was still A.
no, the answer
All
was still the question. The answer did not change. All right, wait a minute. Here we go. I'll do it. We got a little bit of time. Let me give you guys something to drink.
Here's a question
Let me
for
give you
Johnny
something
on
to
the
drink.
spot
Give me-
while you're pouring that.
Give me
Buffalo.
no, give me that one right there. We did these guys this week. That was great. Teutonic Distillers gave us a straight bourbon whiskey finished in Mizunara casks.
Okay.
So this isn't even available yet. I'll pour some for you guys. But in the meantime, I'll give you some true or false. Super Bowl Sunday is considered the second biggest food holiday in the country. True or false?
True.
True. You are absolutely correct. Only second only to
Thanks, Jimmy.
Christmas.
nope, Thanksgiving.
Ah, 3 biggest weeks of supermarkets revenues:
30 seconds.
Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving.
That's probably right.
It is right.
That's right. Doritos were invented in Disneyland. True or
Wasn't it?
false?
What was?
Doritos were invented in Disneyland.
Well, I'm going to go false, but I don't know.
The original
10
Doritos were reportedly created at Casa de Fritos in Disneyland in the 1960s.
Oh, Disneyland.
Disneyland.
I
What did I
had
say?
a
I said
diet for
Disneyland.
3 weeks
I
that
thought you
I
said
only
Disney
ate.
World. I was
No, I said
thinking World.
Doritos were created in Disneyland. I read it right there.
I look at you and I think Florida.
The
I-
cilantro hating trait is genetic. True or false?
Yeah,
It's true.
True.
Yes, it
because you
is.
can't taste it.
Yep.
I had a diet for 3 weeks. It was only triangular based. You're listening to this, the liquor talking. We're taking a break from this and other nonsense, and we'll
Till
be
next
back.
week.
Yeah.
No, the show's over. Till next
Yeah,
week.
A long
that's it.
break.
Yeah, long.
Thank you for
I
listening.
need one. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for
Thank
joining us
you.
today.
All right, Brian, don't forget to change back to WCRN.
Okay, we'll see you later, buddy.
Thanks, Ted.
All right, I gotta fit that. I gotta stop recording. Yes. Hey, everybody on Facebook. Nice seeing you.
That's what everything brown was pretty good.
Triangular was a lot of meat, right? Like spinach pies and